afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Brady Mallory is in today as Susan continues her family leave.
Yeah, happy to be here with you.
Happy to have you with us. Busy day today, so let's get started. Some troubling data has been released about girls' mental health in Wisconsin. Reporter Catherine Merck breaks down the numbers for us.
And attorneys for former President Donald Trump are negotiating with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to determine when he will turn himself into the county jail for processing. And
a trailblazing Indigenous advocate, Ada Deer, died last night. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us to talk about her legacy in Wisconsin. Taking a look outside, a little warmer today than yesterday, but still very pleasant outside.
That's a nice view.
It is. Last rain for a while may be happening overnight. Greg's in the backyard to give us the deets on that.
Yeah, it looks like we do have that chance to rain, but then the pattern does look dry. But we did see warmer temperatures today just because of that southwest wind that picked up ahead of the front. And you can see on satellite radar that temperature right. The front is actually to the north. If we zoom in, you can kind of see the clouds beginning to approach. But once again, ahead of that front, we're getting the southwest winds, and that does involve increase in temperatures from what we had yesterday. And that will be kind of the thing for tonight. But as we look further up to the north to that front, that as a line of showers and thunderstorms, it is a cold front. It's something we're going to keep an eye on. It will produce some showers and thunderstorms, but overall temperatures about 3 to 4 degrees warmer than yesterday. Low 80s in most spots, around 80 in Madison right now with that southwest wind that has picked up. Temperature change once again about 3 to 4 degrees change. Wind speeds 10 to 15, a little bit higher gusts as you go higher in elevation wise, and that'll be increasing this afternoon and this evening. As we go through the evening, the upper 70s will drop down to the lower 70s this evening with a little bit of increase in cloud cover. But notice the severe threat will kind of break down coming up later on. This weather is what we're going to see, those showers and thunderstorms as they come through. They'll be severe. Now, right now, the best threat looks to the north, along with an update on the upcoming heat that'll be further this weekend, along with there are some smoke that is coming back. All that we'll discuss a bit later in the broadcast.
Very busy. All right, Greg, we'll check back in a few minutes. Thank you. Some troubling data has been released about girls' mental health in Wisconsin.
Nearly half of the state's female high school students are reporting feeling sad and hopeless nearly every day. Catherine Merck shows us the stats and shares what's important to keep in mind heading back to school. Catherine?
Nationally, data show that teen girls are facing significant mental health challenges. While mental health has declined for all teens, girls are faring way worse than boys on nearly every measure. This data is from the Wisconsin Office of Children's Mental Health. 66% of girls experience anxiety. Half of girls feel sad and hopeless nearly every day. 32% self-harm, 25% considered suicide, and 22% are bullied online. Out of the school year, the office is pointing out some issues on the minds of these young girls.
Kids identify for us that their mental health issues are aggravated by pressure to do well academically, pressure from social media, and they also are very concerned about climate change, about gun violence, and about the political divisiveness that is actually playing out in schools for them.
The department's director urged the importance of young girls developing strong relationships in order to make school a positive place to be. On top of that, she encourages limiting social media use. I'll have more from doctors with that perspective tonight at 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Catherine. This morning, local Madison and Dane County leaders joined other climate activists to celebrate the first anniversary of the Inflation Reduction Act. The gathering comes on the heels of President Joe Biden's visit to Milwaukee yesterday, where he talked about his Bidenomics at the event. And they also celebrated the Efficiency Navigator program, a local initiative that provides free energy efficiency and other upgrades to small and medium-sized multifamily housing.
There is so much inefficient building stock out there. Our outdated 2009 residential energy codes has only exacerbated the issue.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, who is also at this event, is one of the many Democratic officials on the president's re-election advisory board.
As parents prepare to send their children back to school, leaders from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are reminding families to make sure their students are up to date on their routine vaccinations. CDC Director Dr. Mandy Cohen is encouraging parents to add getting vaccinated to their back-to-school checklist. Dr. Cohen visited the Public Health at Madison and Dane County South Clinic today to tour their vaccination clinic.
I'm really impressed with the work folks are doing here in Madison, but I will say we're a little behind here in Wisconsin on getting our kids vaccinated.
According to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, during the 2022-23 school year, 89.9% of students met the minimum immunization requirements, which was up 1.3% from the previous year, but down 2% from the 2020-21 school year. You can figure out what vaccinations your child needs by talking to your healthcare provider or visiting the CDC's immunization scheduling page, which you can find on this story on channel3000.com.
The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says the village of Windsor is applying for funding through the state's Safe Drinking Water Loan Program. The DNR says the village is applying for the funding to help replace water mains along Morrison Street and Maple Street. As part of the process to get the funding, an environmental review had to be conducted. And the DNR says the review found the project would not result in significant adverse environmental impacts. The funding process also includes a public comment period, which is now open.
President Biden is headed to Hawaii on Monday to see the damage from devastating wildfires, meet with survivors, and survey the government's response. He approved the governor's request for 100% reimbursement for 30 days.
FEMA is on the ground providing early assistance and asking for more survivors to sign up. CBS's Natalie Brand has a story from Washington.
Right across was the living room and then the fireplace.
Sweetheart Maury wiped away a tear staring at what's left of her home.
We fortunately got out alive, before the fire came.
Her family is among more than 1,300 households receiving an initial $700 from FEMA for immediate needs like food and medicine.
The $700 one-time payment for critical needs is only a fraction of the FEMA assistance that may be available.
FEMA has deployed more than 700 personnel to the disaster zone and is sending more canine teams and mortuary specialists.
We're working carefully to search the affected areas thoroughly and compassionately while respecting all of the cultural sensitivities.
Many outside groups are also helping with supplies, like this Longshoremen's Union in Northern California collecting donations.
The County of Maui has also set up this website, Maui Nui Strong, for both people who need help and those who can offer services, from transportation to food to temporary shelter.
They save us. They have a good heart.
These four women who lost everything in Lahaina are now living with two strangers they connected with through their local YMCA.
As far as bringing this small family into our home, this is par for the course for the community right now. We need more from people with lots of money. We need more from our government.
Residents and government officials know this is still just the beginning, anticipating a years-long recovery on the island. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
And later today, field teams in Hawaii will open a joint disaster recovery center where survivors can speak face-to-face with FEMA specialists, get in touch with voluntary organizations, and have access to other federal and state resources.
There's also an effort underway to move people who lost their homes out of the shelters and into hotels and even Airbnbs.
Well, former President Trump, who is leading in all of the polls to win the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, now faces 91 felony counts in 4 separate criminal cases. Trump posted on social media that he plans to release a report next week showing there was election fraud in Georgia in 2020 and claims he will be vindicated. But those claims have been repeatedly debunked. Trump's former Vice President Mike Pence reiterated that position during a speech today.
Despite what the former president and his allies have said for now more than 2.5 years and continue to insist to this very hour, the Georgia election was not stolen, and I had no right to open.
Pence is one of the many candidates trying to defeat Trump for the GOP presidential nomination, but most Republicans, including some of his campaign rivals, are supporting Trump in his legal battles and as to not to alienate his base. The first Republican primary debate is next week in Milwaukee, but Trump has not yet said whether he'll attend. A trailblazing Indigenous advocate, Ada Deer, died last night.
She had wide-ranging impacts on our Wisconsin community. Will Keneally spoke to those who knew her. Will?
That's right. Born in Kashina, Ada Deer was a member of the Menominee tribe, later graduating from UW-Madison with a degree in social work. She worked to expand education on Wisconsin's tribal communities, eventually establishing a program on American and Indigenous studies. In the 1990s, she turned to politics, running for Congress for the 2nd Congressional District here in Madison. After losing to Scott Krug, she joined the federal government, becoming Bill Clinton's Assistant Interior Secretary for Indian Affairs. In the years since then, she became a mentor for many.
At one point, I ran for office, and I had talked with her before I decided to do that and asked her if she might consider being my treasurer. And she was more than willing to, and our friendship just blossomed from there.
She's remembered by many for her warmth and kindness, but also for her tenacity as an advocate for the issues that she cared about. We'll have much more remembering her life coming out throughout the evening.
All right, well, thank you. We hear a lot about car safety when it comes to front seat passengers.
But what about the people in the back seat? Not so much. We'll look at the back seat safety when Live at 4 continues.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture, etc.
About our designer kids package or free lens upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Mark, a little help here?
Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast.
Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest for 1 year. And we'll get it done Feldco fast.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Dealing with insurance companies can be scary. Sometimes they act like bullies. But at Habish, & Rotier, our specialty is dealing with bullies. Our seasoned trial lawyers have chosen to use their skills to represent individuals, not corporations and insurance companies. From car accidents to nursing home abuse to product liability, we have the reputation to cut bullies down to size. Habish, & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
At Bergstrom Automotive, you'll never pay above manufactured suggested retail price. That'd be like bringing a sword to a dinosaur fight. Silly. That would be silly. Yes, you'll always pay fair market price and never above MSRP. If you're tired of hearing no, join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
Congratulations to Madison Magazine for earning 9 awards in the Milwaukee Press Club Excellence in Wisconsin Journalism Competition, including top honors for Best Single Story or Feature Design and Best Feature Photograph. Dive into local lakes with Madison Magazine. Learn what lies in the murky deep, from antique cars and ancient relics to tales of sunken treasure. And meet divers bringing secrets to the surface. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture, etc.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. As your kids get ready to head back to school, getting their sleep back in a routine should be top of mind.
Good luck, everyone. News 3 Now this morning's Shane Hogan has some expert suggestions on how to make that transition from summer to school starting tonight.
Getting your child back into routines they are used to during the school year will help ease them into the transition once it's time to get into the classroom. Dr. Steve Barzy of UW Health says making a few small changes during the weeks leading up to the school year will go a long way.
Consistency in bedtime and wake time is really important, and that can begin before school actually starts. Most people will project that if you can even just shift a child's bedtime by maybe 15 minutes every day or a couple days until you move them back, let's say that hour that they may need to be back to be able to be prepared for school, that's a good gauge.
Dr. Barza goes on to say that children really do well with routines, and as soon as you can ease them into the school year routine before the bell rings, the better. A couple of tips here. Identify your child's sleep needs. That means how much sleep they should be getting each night. Have good sleep hygiene, meaning creating a comfortable environment for them to sleep in, and anticipate any changes to the routine so the transition is smoother. I'm Shane Hogan, back to you.
Thanks, Shane. And a reminder, time's running out to donate to our back-to-school supply drive.
You can drop off supplies right here at our studio, News 3 Now, or any Metcalf's or Walgreens location. You can find other details at channel3000.com/back-to-school.
Well, agriculture officials in Georgia are sounding an alarm.
Well, after a beekeeper in the state spotted the invasive yellow-legged hornet earlier this month. It's the first time the species has been found in the U.S. State and federal agriculture officials worked with the University of Georgia to identify the hornet. Its nest can house up to 6,000 worker bees. The department says the yellow-legged hornet could threaten honey production, native pollinators, and even impact a number of crops in the state.
Well, a tribute today to one of America's oldest and historic naval vessels. More than 180 former crew members returned to the USS Intrepid in New York City to celebrate 80 years since it was commissioned into active military service. The Essex-class aircraft carrier and crew were quickly sent to the Pacific to fight the Japanese during the invasion of the Marshall Islands.
Throughout World War II, she endured aerial torpedo and kamikaze attacks. Her crew never faltering in their damage control duties to keep the ship in the fight.
More than 50,000 sailors and Marines served on the legendary ship over 3 decades, including the Vietnam War and even in the space race, picking up astronauts and capsules. In 1982, the decommissioned carrier became the centerpiece of the Intrepid Air and Space Museum in New York, and it still attracts over 1 million visitors a year.
Dolly Parton, you know, country music icon, beloved international treasure. Anyway, she added another
How did you get this story to read?
I don't know. Well, she added another Imagination Library program. She was in Washington yesterday to celebrate giving books to kids in the Pacific Northwest. Dolly came bringing gifts on Imagination Library of Washington Day. She announced the program for children, which started in Tennessee in honor of her father in 1995, is now in Washington State.
But Daddy, like a lot of the people in those rural areas in the mountains, didn't get a chance to get an education. So Daddy couldn't read and write, and it kind of troubled him. And it just, you know, I thought, you know, now that I'm in a position, I'm going to do something. And me and my dad's going to make a difference. So I asked my dad to help me start this little program called the Imagination Library, where we give books to children from the time they're born. They get a book once a month, and it goes to their house with their little name on it. So they're going to get somebody to teach them how to read.
I mean, look at her. Since 1995, Dolly's Imagination Library has given children more than 200 million books. They call her the book lady.
First the COVID vaccine,
the books.
And now this.
I Will Always Love You.
And yours is back from Dollywood.
Yeah, I went there. I mean, it was kind of my version of going to the Holy Land. It was a great trip.
She is very incredible.
Yeah.
Does a lot of great work. Well, U.S. home building is on the rise.
Well, new construction ramped up in July, beating expectations. Single-family housing starts climbed nearly 7% from June. This comes amid low inventory in the existing home market. While interest in new homes got a boost, building permits were essentially flat in July. Permits are also down 13% from a year ago.
Stocks sink again as the Federal Reserve leaves more rate hikes on the table. The Dow Industrials dropped another 180 points, while the NASDAQ fell 156 points, or more than 1% for the second straight day. The S&P 500 gave up 33. An insurance group is out with results of new crash tests that puts a focus on backseat passengers.
And Haley Ott has the results.
You can see what happens to the outside of a car when hitting a barrier at 40 miles per hour. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety also looks at what happens inside during a crash. 7 mid-size cars tested all received high marks for protecting the driver, but it was a different story in the back.
How did the cars perform at protecting the person in the back seat?
This is the disappointing part of the story. Only the Honda Accord achieved a good rating.
David Harkey is the president of the IIHS and says the Honda Accord did well at preventing injury to the test dummy. Compare that crash to another vehicle that received a poor rating. The head turns violently before slamming into the seat.
Experts say the reason many cars get a low grade is because seatbelts in the back are not as good as the belts in the front.
In some vehicles, the back seat belt moved from the pelvis up to the abdomen, which can increase the risk of abdominal injuries. Harkey says seat belts in the back need to be more like those in the front, with better anchor points and a tension system that mitigates the force of the crash.
We want to see those belt technologies put in the rear seat. We really want to see that rear seat passenger protected and to keep them in that safe seating position during a crash.
Harkey says automakers are already designing those changes, which will be a safety upgrade for future vehicles. Haley Ott, CBS News, New York.
And previous testing on SUVs and small cars also found most vehicles did not perform well at protecting backseat passengers. Call shotgun.
Yeah, always a good idea.
Well, residents of Maui are starting to question the lack of a warning before last week's horrendous flash fires.
And we'll hear what they have to say coming up after Greg's first warn forecast.
Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about hot savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God. I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. And I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under-eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
Yeah, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. It's like so full of myself.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
In a Leisure Concept swim and place pool, you can also walk, jog, exercise, float around, play with the kids, anything you can do in a big pool, but this one has swim jets, temperature control, is super insulated, and you can use it year-round. These are made right in Iowa and take only a week or two to get. What a great, fun, low-impact way to stay healthy. Get to Leisure Concept's awesome showroom on Madison's Beltline at the Park Street exit and see one in person.
Well, take a look at this. Eggo Waffles wants to help parents Lego with its new boozy brunch in a jar. The Kellogg Company teamed up with Sugarland's Distilling Company to create the Eggo Brunch in a Jar Sippin' Cream. It's a liqueur that blends the flavors of toasted Eggo waffles, sweet maple syrup, rich butter, and a hint of smoky bacon. The Eggo Brunch in a Jar is available at select retailers nationwide and online in select states.
I say no thanks, but I want the garnish. The little waffle and the bacon.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Elvis, our producer saying Elvis would love that, which is a segue into
Here we
this.
go. On this day in history, August 16th, 1977, well, Elvis, the king of rock and roll, died. He was just 42 years old. Doctors said he died of a heart attack likely brought on by an addiction to prescription barbiturates, and he was found unconscious in his Graceland mansion and then taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was buried on the grounds of Graceland, which still continues to attract fans and visitors to this day.
I was at Graceland this week years ago, and I didn't know it was the tribute.
Oh, really?
I didn't know it was Dead Elvis Week.
Yeah, how was it?
It was packed.
Oh, I bet.
You couldn't move. Also on this date,
Hurricane Andrew became a depression. It was the first time, and that became one of the deadliest destructive hurricane on record. It was the only one that year, too.
South Florida.
Homestead Air Force Base.
Absolutely.
Was an active Air Force base. Wasn't anymore, so yeah.
So today's not the luckiest
day. It's not the luckiest day.
No.
Don't play the lottery today.
And then you got Hillary forming in the Pacific, which could get close to California. So
busy time.
Yeah, it's a busy time.
Okay. Meanwhile,
we're smuck with some storms, some smoke, and some heat coming too. So we got kind of all mixed.
Sounds like my weekend.
Yeah. So I'll break all that down after the break.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time. Long live dreams. And long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali, and long live life.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find bicycle store quality electric e-bikes from Trek, Electra, Felt, Giant, and more. Trek offers the best-selling e-bike in America, Trek Verve Plus, under $2,500. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find fat e-bikes, mountain e-bikes, road e-bikes, bike path e-bikes, and more. Free services included. The place to shop for your new e-bike is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
Bring your dream kitchen to life with great products from Menards. Clearview cabinets are customizable to change with your specific needs and design trends. Durable countertops will transform your kitchen and hold up to everyday life. Want appliances that are stacked full of features you love? Criterion is ready when you are. Visit our kitchen showrooms and get a consultation regarding your next project. Update your kitchen today with new laminate countertops starting at just $14.99 after 11% rebate.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you 4imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
First Choice Dental's got going to the dentist solved. And when you've got 11 convenient neighborhood clinics, you can solve a lot of problems, like helping you make the most of your insurance. With Coverage Check, schedule your appointment at firstchoicedental.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we're going to have some precipitation tonight, but that could be what we'll see the most for the next 7 to 10 days and how things play out right now. That storm comes through late tonight, that cold front. We'll have hazy smoke conditions. It's going to pull some of that smoke from the west and from the north. Thunderstorms next week, it's an iffy thing, maybe towards the end of next week, but right now it's pretty low probability on that. Tomorrow will be cooler, much cooler, but then we warm back up Friday. Still nothing too unusual, but then the hot and humid conditions really are from about Sunday through about Tuesday, and then we start cooling back down to where we should be towards the end of next week, probably into the following weekend too. So just a short bit of heat and humidity, but definitely will be warm. Here's the front that's going to be coming through with the low to the north. It'll be late tonight through tomorrow. A line of showers and thunderstorms will come through. It really breaks apart as it gets further south, so a lot of areas may not see it. Then you get this northwest flow, keeps us cool, but notice the storm track to the west starts lifting up to the north, a sign that the ridge is going to start coming overhead and eventually getting here, so that will be the hot and humid conditions eventually we'll see. But for tonight, really, it's just going to be the strong winds that will continue to increase overnight. Cloud cover, you should see more of that. Here's your first line coming towards after midnight. Once again, there could be a stronger cell or two up to the north, probably mainly north of the Dells. If we do get any strong or severe storms, it would be a wind gust really as it comes through. Ahead of it, strong gusty winds. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, it'll be coming through. Once again, broken line of maybe scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not everyone will see it, but you'll notice the wind shift from the southwest to the northwest behind it. So the winds are probably the big thing you'll see. Cloud cover, and then some of you may get the shower or storm. We'll clear out. We'll have the hazy conditions beyond that, and then by tomorrow afternoon, we'll start seeing more cloud cover develop in the afternoon with maybe a shower well to the north, but otherwise, breezy conditions with those temperatures now really in the mid-70s. It'll be more like September-like for tomorrow. And then once we clear out Thursday night could actually be kind of chilly too as we get temps down. Not much precipitation with this, maybe a tenth to a quarter. A lot of areas may not see anything at all. Better chances as you go further north with this. Like I said, that's probably what the last precipitation we'll see. Winds, basically tonight, you could see them 15 to 25, especially higher elevations coming through. And then on the backside tomorrow, we'll probably see winds turn around once again. So it'll be breezy, but it'll be more northwest winds that you'll see in the afternoon, keeping us fairly cool. Now, the one thing, the smoke. Yes, we're going to see some of that, especially towards tomorrow afternoon. You're going to see a nice area just dive southward that could get almost surface-based smoke. So tomorrow afternoon, probably maybe through Friday, we might see some hazy conditions with that smoke out there just because it's being pulled north. Something to keep in mind of. Next week, this heat dome continues to pull north, and that's the problem that we're going to see. But notice there's Hurricane Hilary that'll impact this. There's a lot of question marks on how hot it'll get, but it looks like Sunday through Monday, it expands up to our area. And then thereafterwards, it'll begin to push further south, and then we'll start cooling off. Thunderstorm chances will be right. The jet's going to be right up to our north. So if we do see anything, that could be the time frame once we get to Tuesday, Wednesday to see a shower or storm. But once again, we look like the hottest conditions Sunday through Tuesday. But this could change depending on how pole it goes for north, or if it gets squished and goes further south, we might see it. So something to keep in mind of, but we will have some hot conditions for just a few days, it looks like. Once we get past Friday, should be fairly good for high school football Friday night. Otherwise, we're looking at those hot conditions by Sunday, lasting through Tuesday. And then we start cooling back off towards the tail end of next week. Once again, the dew points will be probably close to 70 in a couple of those days, so heat index is mid-90s. We could see a shower or thunderstorm right now. It's just hard to say when we go on to next week, but it's back to August for a little bit.
Okay, it is August.
It's still August. I mean, it'll be nice, chilly tomorrow, September-like, and obviously for high school football Friday should be fairly nice.
Right. Whispers of fall are in the air.
Oh, yes, they are. Listen to pumpkin spice latte pretty soon for you.
Have you got one?
Not yet.
Okay, big things are coming.
I know.
Thanks, Greg. Residents in Hawaii are questioning decisions made by officials during the wildfires.
And just a warning, parts of this story could be hard to hear about. Jeremy Lee shows us more.
It is now day 8 of West Maui isolated. New arrivals at the hotels in Kaanapali, evacuees who told me about the harrowing escape, the route that they had to take that was littered with downed power lines. We also now have our first timestamp for a sighting of a Maui Fire Department unit in the afternoon. That's 4:47 p.m. at the Tamura's industrial complex. The ladies I spoke with said their cell service was out in the early morning Tuesday. Then they're learning that Maui County made a Facebook post declaring the Lahaina brush fire 100% contained per the fire department by 9 a.m. last Tuesday.
We know, we see, like, our people are out there for us, giving us the real story, not the government. Like, they've seen these people in there, they know. Say this is a gruesome tragedy, and there will be bodies recovered in the hundreds. Just tell us.
There were 29 poles that fell on our roads. 29 of the power poles were down. and they were still energized. The residents were evacuated. Those are the folks that we took out of there.
They're shaking their heads. No, no.
Now, I don't know if the alarms went off or if they were burnt. I can't tell you that because I wasn't in Lahaina.
We have sirens for this. They go off every single month. Why would that be? Why would it be connected to the power where if the power went out, they wouldn't be able to use it? That's my question. I don't understand.
The amount of damage has necessitated a conservative approach because we really don't want those individuals that are in shelters right now to lose all hope.
Be transparent. If you don't say that it looks like it's going to be, if you know that it's going to be, like, just say it.
Okay, so can you please start to load up because we're concluding this portion for today.
Chief, did fire units get this far?
Because we're gonna find out anyways. That's the thing. We're gonna find out. Like, you can't. We don't live in an age where you can hide stuff like that anymore. It's only worse for the government if they're not telling us the truth, because then we're not gonna believe it. We're not gonna trust them. I already don't trust them. I don't. I'm born and raised here, and I know the stories. If they want the people to be behind them, then be for the people. Tell us the truth. Tell people the truth. It's not going to be buried for long.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Yeah, I really feel for everyone going through that over there.
Well, coming up next year on Live at 4, we'll help you pick roadside assistance with the assistance of Consumer Reports.
And then at 5, back in 2020, outdoor dining regulations were relaxed in Janesville in response to the pandemic, but those could soon be repealed.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Allergies aren't fun for anyone, especially when they work their way into your home. A professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer can dramatically improve indoor air quality and significantly reduce indoor allergens. Installing our whole home purification system Restore will even help prevent the spread of airborne viruses and bacteria. If you want to significantly reduce allergy triggers in your home, call or go online to book a free inspection today.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with a one-of-a-kind cooling technology that feels up to 10 degrees cooler, allowing for a better night's sleep. Queen Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses are just $83 per month when you use Steinhoffels' 72-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com, your sleep solution destination. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Here's your parachute. Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Go.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you and you that. You can do this when you and you that. You can do this because everywhere it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
New at 5, alarming rates of poor mental health among girls in Wisconsin are revealed. News 3 now uncovers what factors could be behind this troubling trend.
A cold front will bring a line of showers and thunderstorms overnight across the state. Behind the showers, temperatures will cool off for a couple of days before warming up this weekend. At 5, I'll be tracking the thunderstorms heading our way.
And ahead at 6, we remember the legacy of leadership left by Ada Deer, a trailblazing Native American leader. We honor the achievements and hear from those she inspired tonight at 6.
Well, giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in San Francisco. The Bay Bridge.
Must be a little bit of wind.
Yeah,
It's a little shaky.
84 degrees, which is kind of warm for the city by the bay.
It looks like someone's having a great time sailing out
Absolutely.
there. So perfect.
Perfect. Well, maybe you have a flat tire, ran out of gas, or need a jump start. Roadside assistance plans can often help get you out of a jam.
And there are a lot of options these days, and it can be tough to choose the right plan for yourselves.
Consumer Reports steers us through the ins and outs of roadside assistance. Shane Hogan tells us more.
No matter where you get your roadside assistance,
I have roadside assistance through my insurance provider, Geico.
I've had AAA for about 25 years.
plans often include the basics like a tow or jump start and help you if you have a flat, run out of gas, or lock yourself out of your car. They're sold by companies you've probably heard of: AAA, Better World Club, and Good Sam.
If you drive a lot, this kind of plan is the best because it has the most robust towing assistance setups depending on which tier you choose. And if you drive an older car, obviously there's more of a chance that something could happen. You might need a tow.
If you drive a new car, it might come with a plan from the manufacturer. Typically, these cover the same period of time and miles as the manufacturer's warranty. Be sure to read the plan carefully before you need it because what's included can vary widely by each manufacturer. Towing is generally included, but
typically they'll only take you to a dealership service department, and that won't do you any good outside of business hours if you need an emergency repair.
That's why CR says it might be good to get an additional plan from another provider. Check your credit card or even your auto insurance policy, for example. If you've got a few drivers in your family and several cars, using coverage from your insurer can be a good deal as well. These plans can be added right to your insurance premium. Just read the fine print to make sure you don't risk a premium increase if you call for service.
Credit card companies have programs where you don't even have to enroll. You can just pay a flat fee per service.
Credit card companies may not be the best value, but their service saves you from paying full price for a tow. This is Shane Hogan.
Always read the fine print.
Yeah. And a lot of this stuff can be overwhelming, so it's good to take your time and figure out what works best for you.
Don't rush into it. Well, still to come at 4, it's been called a party drug, a date rape drug, and a miracle cure for depression.
We'll look at the increasing clinical use of ketamine to treat mental health disorders when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back to Portage Furniture Store, your forever furniture store. Mr. Aaron Ayers, what does that mean?
Welcome back, Emmy. Yes, when we talk about forever furniture, we talk about generation-lasting, heirloom-quality custom furniture. Case in point, we live it every day. My wife and I, we have a chair in our home that my grandfather sold to my wife's grandparents. Generation-lasting, third-generation-lasting furniture.
Long before you and Jen had met. That's an incredible story.
We find love at Portage Furniture.
He can promise that right there. And still free delivery, amazing service from your crew.
We talk about it all the time, the best in the business. Bring it in, set it up for you, move it left, move it right. They are the best.
They're going to take care of you. And it looks like the 4th generation, they're just swooping right in. They're making some decisions here, Aaron.
They're trying to kick us out the door as quick as they can. They're anxious and they're ready to go.
Kenley, are you ready to work in the store someday?
Yeah, I was born ready.
That a girl. High five. We've all had those moments in businesses where you see the salesperson come at you and you're like, oh man, I haven't even had a second to look. Except that doesn't happen when you come to Portage Furniture.
That's right. Really, it's a pressure-free environment. Really no pressure at all. We like the customers to be able to get a chance to look around, to really sit down on the furniture, to lay down on the mattresses, to really, again, have the no pressure atmosphere here at the store.
Absolutely. But they also know their stuff. So when you're ready, when you need them, when you have the questions for them, they're going to be here and they're ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. Our staff and our salespeople are very well knowledgeable and they know the product and everything too. So any questions, they're here for you.
From the entire Portage Furniture family, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or current Chevy owners get $7,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Yeah, so far no incidents to speak of that really are impacting travel. Right now the Beltline actually is looking fairly green and good to go as we go southeast to southwest of Verona. Not too bad, just the normal red stuff that we got, the slowdowns near construction. Mount Horeb is actually looking green all the way there. Up to the north, no issues to speak of going up to the Dells, and then the same story going all the way down to Janesville. Something you might be battling tomorrow morning for the forward commute, some showers or storms, but keep an eye on those winds too tonight, late tonight, into tomorrow. They could get gusty as you drive out and about.
All right, thanks, Greg. Ever want to get up close and personal with a real-life celebrity couple and even take a dip in their hot tub? Well, Airbnb is offering a one-night stay at Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis's Santa Barbara area guest house. The stay comes complete with beach access and nearby hiking trails. You can book the chance for a one-night August 19th stay starting today. The couple will be there to greet you and will capture some content together to commemorate your SoCal stay.
Wouldn't you just want to like snoop through everything and see, go through their drawers and see what they're hiding?
They're not hiding anything.
I guess, well, okay.
Every summer, rip currents are a big concern for beachgoers.
Now, here are some precautions you should take into account before you go to the beach. Rip currents do not pull people underwater, but rather away from the shore. And they can pull you out hundreds of yards. As hard as it might be, experts say resist the urge to fight the rip current. Instead, swim out of the current in a direction following the shoreline or toward breaking waves. Draw attention to yourself if you're unable to reach the shore. And most importantly, swim where there are lifeguards.
Rip currents account for over 80% of rescues performed by surf lifeguards nationwide.
And you can also spot rip currents out in the water. Look out for a difference in water color, a channel of churning, choppy water, or a line of foam, seaweed or debris moving toward the sea. 70 people have been killed after becoming trapped in a rip current this year alone, the majority in Florida.
Well, about 18% of adults, more than 1 in 6, say they are depressed or receiving treatment for depression, a jump of more than 7 percentage points since 2015.
And nowadays, there are several ways to treat it. One of them that's been steadily growing in popularity is ketamine.
Dr. Cody Wenther joins us now. He is an assistant professor in the Division of Pharmaceutical Sciences at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Doctor, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start at the beginning. What is ketamine?
Ketamine is a compound called a dissociative hypnotic, kind of adjacent to the psychedelic family. It causes an altered state of consciousness, sometimes at low doses making people feel like they're having an out-of-body experience, and at high doses can actually cause people to go unconscious.
And what was it previously used for?
Yeah, because of that ability to cause people to go unconscious, it's actually previously and continues to be used as a very effective adjunct for surgery as an anesthetic.
And now it's being used to treat depression. How is that?
That's correct, yeah. So in about the year 2000 and thereafter, folks at Yale and other places started looking at its mechanisms for depression. And it appears that in contrast to other depressants, antidepressants, it works fairly rapidly in just a couple hours to days, and has an effect that persists for some folks for up to a week, sometimes as long as 2, with just a single infusion.
So is that growing here in Wisconsin, and how many clinics are there?
It's definitely growing here in Wisconsin and nationwide. I would say right now there's at least 10 groups in Wisconsin who have outpatient ketamine clinics. There's also a couple inpatient groups, and some of those have more than one location. There's places in Green Bay, Kenosha, Madison, Milwaukee, that I know of that are actively working on ketamine infusion centers.
But you have to be referred to. You just can't go into the clinic. This is like a prescription.
I would highly suggest that folks go see a mental health care professional first to talk about their depression and symptoms, because reputable places will be looking for referral, and this usually is not the first choice. So these are often patients who have tried other things. There are other antidepressants like Zoloft or other SSRIs that work fairly well for a large number of people. So this usually is a referral situation, and for folks who have had difficulty finding a relief from other methods, because there are risks associated with those altered states.
Do we know how this works on the brain?
We do. We have some good ideas. So that's one of the things that my lab studies, in addition to others. There's a system called glutamate that we don't hear of as much as we hear about serotonin or dopamine, but it's really important for the action in your brain. And what ketamine seems to do is tone down that glutamate activity. And it actually causes sort of a rewiring and a reset phenomenon that often people refer to or feel is helpful for them. That's one of the mechanisms that we think is operative, but certainly there's always more to learn.
Do you see psychedelics being used in more clinical practices?
So ketamine is the one that's available for use right now. There's certainly more clinical trials and studies ongoing with psychedelics, things like psilocybin in particular, including here at UW. And those compounds are moving through the FDA approval process in so-called phase 2, phase 3 clinical trials to really see if they are going to be safe and effective for these kinds of uses. So the data still are being collected on that front, but it's definitely an area of increased scientific interest.
It absolutely is. It could be a big factor in the future. Doctor, thanks for being with us today. Very interesting.
Thank you very much.
And we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or current Chevy owners get $7,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at gawon'twait.com.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Well, it's really troubling that 60% of our girls are feeling anxious.
Alarming rates of poor mental health among girls in Wisconsin are revealed. Catherine Merck uncovers what factors could be behind this troubling trend.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
We'll have windy conditions tonight with storms possible, and then tomorrow more hazy, smoky skies with that smoke coming in. The hot conditions look to be on tap from Sunday through Tuesday. Watching these storms tonight. Might be a little strong north of the Dells, but they should be coming through after 1. Could impact your morning commute with those winds probably be the bigger issue, along with cooler temperatures. The 90s come back starting Sunday and lasting through almost to Tuesday.
All right, Greg. Thank you, Greg. On the next Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor will be along with the latest medical news.
And our Traveler Throwback Thursday takes us back to 1983. We'll meet an avid fisherman in Reedsburg who gave back to his community.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
The new T-Box Savannah Dining Room with private bar is there waiting for you at Vitense Golfland. 2 large HD TVs are available for viewing, meetings, and casual gatherings. Private bar is available for any type of event. No meeting can compare with adding activities at Vitense Golfland. Enjoy indoor-outdoor miniature golf suites, and golf and multi-sport simulators. Add chocolate shop ice cream. As our sign says, ice cream solves everything. Infuse life and fun into your meetings and events at Vitense Golfland.
Hello, I'm Tommy Van Ness from the Tommy Van Ness Realty Group. For over a decade, thousands of people have turned to Tommy Van Ness Realty to buy or sell their home. Because we are more than your realtor, we're your partner.
If you list with us and take advantage of our extensive marketing, everyone will know your home is for sale.
The Tommy Van Ness Realty team is working hard for you. Call Tommy Van Ness today at 608-395-7375. Why settle for less? Call Tommy Van Ness.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
You got me.
Tag, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
In today's final touch, under an iron mask and using a sword, an action movie star joins in a surprise joust.
It all happened at a medieval festival in southeast England, a medieval festival full of heavy metal action. And that's before we knew one of the knights doing battle was A-list action star Tom Hardy. Yeah, as in Bane, Venom, Mad Max Fury Road, Tom Hardy. The actor reportedly stumbled across the West Sussex Festival whilst shopping in the area and decided to don a full knight's armor and got medieval in a combat competition. Festival goers seemed impressed with the impromptu guest's appearance.
Sometimes you're just feeling medieval.
That's right.
You know?
Put on a suit
some armor
and
and go at, yeah.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.